watching T2T Boxing.
Madam Minister, Lord Mayor, I want to thank both of you for your foresight in coming together and making this event possible. Because without the help of the Queensland government and the city of Brisbane, this wouldn't be possible, believe me. 6 months ago, in the United States, which, by the way, is still a pretty good country, although we sometimes make mistakes electing our officials. If you ask people what were the cities that they knew of in Australia, they would say Sydney, Melbourne, and that was it. But now, everybody in the United States virtually, particularly people who follow sports, which is a big percentage of our population, will say Brisbane before they even say Sydney or Melbourne. And that really, I think, is... And it's wonderful, as we announced last week, that our leading sports network, which covers the entire country, which has 5 different channels, which is on 24 hours a day, which broadcasts the NFL, professional football, the major college football games, including the college playoffs for the supremacy in college football, Major League Baseball, the NBA, every major sport has undertaken to televise live in the United States in prime time on Saturday night this event. And that is something that is special, so that I can come up here today and say that this fight of Manny Pacquiao and Jeff Horn will be watched by more people in the United States than any boxing match since Ali fought Leon Spinks in September of 1978. So that's great for Queensland, it's great for Brisbane, because there are vignettes, and when Americans look to visit Australia, they'll remember, and they will come here to take advantage of the Great Barrier Reef, the Gold Coast, and this great city of Brisbane. So I think you're going to see a tremendous influx of visitors coming from the United States here. But more importantly, because there was a program on another network that a big viewing, which showed the number of Americans who were leaving America and going to settle in New Zealand. Well, once they know about Brisbane, they may decide to come and settle here to get away from some of the craziness that's going on, and the real estate will boom, housing prices will go up, because these won't be penniless refugees coming here. These will be political refugees who have plenty of money. As part of the ESPN team, as part of the broadcast, I don't think he's here now, but he got in this morning, one of the great American fighters who fought Manny Pacquiao 3 times. Manny, your old friend, Timothy Bradley, will be part of the telecast and will be here. Also, in my opinion, the greatest of all of the Australian fighters ever, Jeff Fennick, a good friend, is here in the audience. A young man who is the pride of Ireland, who has had 2 professional fights to great acclaim in the United States. He is a fantastic personality and a great fighter. Will be on the undercard of this event, which will be televised all over the world. From Belfast, Ireland, Mick Conlon. Mick? And finally, it would be remiss for me to say, the Lord Mayor talked about weather, how the weather is great here, and I have the weather reports, will be beautiful and so forth for the rest of the week. Great. But I see in the audience a fighter who fought in March of 1986 in Las Vegas against the great middleweight champion, Marvelous Marvin Hagler. And the fight was an outdoor fight at Caesars, and from the beginning of the day, the rain started coming down. And I wouldn't let them postpone the fight, even though it was outdoors. And so some enterprising people sold garbage bags that they bought for a nickel, 5 cents, and sold for $5 and $10. And people were at ringside wearing these garbage bags. But being Las Vegas, they were the biggest celebrity. So there was Jack Nicholson with his garbage bag, Harrison Ford with his garbage bag, and the beautiful Bo Derek with her garbage bag, which became the picture memorializing that event. And luckily, the rain stopped before the main event, and they had to carry the fighters into the ring. And I look out, and there's the guy who gave Marvin Hagler hell in one of the best middleweight fights of all time, John the Beast Legato. When I knew John, he couldn't speak a word of English. So he's come over to Australia, and you guys have taught him how to speak because we have a great education minister. And Dean got up and made a big prediction of the fight. Dean, you're a promoter. You're supposed to be neutral. Pick a winner. I know where your heart is. But this fight's going to be a terrific fight. And how did it happen? Dean had me over. We had to fight a heavyweight, Andy Ruiz, who fought Joseph Parker in October in Auckland, New Zealand. And I went over for that fight, and Dean said to me, watch, I have on this card in this semi-main, this kid who's a welterweight, Jeff Horn, who's ready to take on any welterweight in the world. Well, I heard a lot of that stuff before, and but I watched the fight, and I saw in Jeff Horn a really skilled, strong, young fighter who fought a very, very tough African fighter. Big guy, awkward. Arum had Jeff on the deck. Jeff came back and knocked him out. And I said to Dean, we really got something here. This is a kid that is competitive with anyone. And one thing led to another, and we're here now doing this fight with Jeff Horn challenging Manny Pacquiao. Now, Manny Pacquiao is a fighter who is obvious, like all of us, goes up in age, we all do, but age is just a number. Manny Pacquiao, to me, is as youthful and as energetic as he's ever been. And even though he devotes a substantial amount of his time to his duties as a senator. Now, in the Philippines, there are 24 senators. 12 get elected every 6 years. So it's a very, very prestigious position. And the sessions and the committee go on endlessly for hours. the Senate really does the business of the Philippine government. And Manny, when he was elected Senate, vowed never to miss a session of the Senate, and he's never missed one. So he fights where we can get it during the Senate recess and trains while he works on his senatorial duties from 9 in the morning till almost 9 at night. Amazing. But he's been able to maintain his skill and his ability, as Freddie will tell you, and he's here now. So for all of you, whatever the result of the fight will be on Sunday, you have a real treat in store, something that is very, very historic. You will see the great Senator Pacquiao defend his world title, and there are not many people around the world who will have had that experience. Thank you very much.